Okay. I just did my Frank Sinatra song and I think I lost my voice. But that was so much fun. Oh, that made me laugh so much. My nose is running like a tap. It's like, oh my God, people think I'm absolutely out of my mind. And maybe this might be some truth to that. But anyway, I was just on Twitter. And it seems that, according to the Daily Mail, that King Charles has offered Meghan and Harry a Buckingham Palace apartment when they visit the UK in Olive Branch after kicking them out of Frogmore Cottage. So I guess the optics were really bad and they got the message, because if they were going to offer them a Buckingham Palace apartment, why not do that back in January when apparently all of these negotiations and talks began about kicking them out of Frogmore Cottage? Just say, look, we have a space issue because Anmar Hall is taken and Annesley, whatever, and Kensington Palace is taken. And, because all of these royal family members have multiple homes and they're only, one physical body at a time. So when they're not in Anmar Hall or in Kensington Palace or wherever else, the houses, I've been singing and just crazy and my voice is gone. But when they're not in these residences, these houses are empty for months, if not years at a time. So the notion of, vacant royal property is like a joke, because most of the royal properties are vacant at any given moment in time, quite often for years, until they collect dust and rodents, etc. And then they have to be refurbished and repainted and redone because they have been unoccupied for such a long period of time. So this notion that, well, we took away the wedding present, the wedding gift that the former sovereign, Queen Elizabeth II, gave you as a wedding present, and a few months later, we've extended this olive branch to give you an apartment in Buckingham Palace, which we never asked you for an apartment in Buckingham Palace. We never asked the Queen for what is the place called, Frogmore Cottage, either. She gave it to us as a wedding present. This is the nature of presents. People give presents even though the recipient never asked for it, right? And it is not appropriate, in my opinion, for somebody to take away a present that was given to an individual because the taker believes that the individual does not deserve this present. This was not yours to give at that time, Charles. Okay? This is bad faith. This is like saying all of Princess Diana's jewelry that were gifted to Meghan, right, while she was still at Buckingham, still in England, wherever she was living, can be confiscated at the arbitrary whim of the current sitting sovereign, okay? Or anything else for that matter, right? Because if Charles has jurisdiction over Frogmore Cottage, which was a gift, let's not forget that. This was a Christmas, what the hell am I talking about? This was a wedding gift. Did I say Christmas before? If I did, please excuse me, okay? Please excuse me. This was a wedding present, okay, from the former, now deceased sovereign, Queen Elizabeth II, to her grandson and his beautiful wife, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. This was a present. It was a wedding present. Do you understand that? What are they going to do next? Come and confiscate the china that was given to them? Depending on who gave them the china? I mean, it is so incredibly inappropriate what he did just on that level alone, that this was a wedding present. How dare you, Charles? How dare you, right? And now, because it reads dirty and ugly and nasty in the press, and the optics are so toxic on you and your wife, now Months later, we're now in March. Apparently, this started in January. You're extending an olive branch so that they can take an apartment in Buckingham Palace. They didn't ask you for an apartment in Buckingham Palace. They want Frogmore Cottage. This was a present from Harry's grandmother to her grandson. Now I'm yelling. I'm yelling at the King of England. You see, because I wasn't upset before, but somehow this just tripped a wire in my freaking head when I read that now you're giving them an apartment, as if somehow this makes up for it. This just makes it more sick. It's just so sick. It's so dirty, right? And not to mention the legal aspect of the landlord-tenant contract situation, which I have discussed in previous videos right here on my channel, right? I only analyze this from a legal perspective, but now what about the gift perspective? She did not give them an apartment in Buckingham Palace. If you want to give them an additional residence in Buckingham Palace, go for it. William and Kate have how many homes now? They have a massive apartment in Kensington Palace that is empty. They've just moved to some wherever East Bubblefuck, if you want to know the truth. I mean, I don't even know where it is. I forgot. They have Anmer Hall. They have all kinds of different residences. So do you. So does your wife. Right? So you can, in fact, give them an apartment in Buckingham Palace. You did not give them a new title. You did not give their children a new title. Right? Now you're going to take away the wedding present from Harry's grandmother. And because it's so nasty, now you're going to give them an apartment in Buckingham Palace. How dare all of you? If Harry and Meghan accept this apartment, I think I have to stop blogging on YouTube, because I'm going to have a conniption. I'm going to have a conniption or an aneurysm, whichever one happens first. And I can't have this, because this is too much for me. It's too much.